Okay, good morning, everyone. I think we have sound now. We're here at 120 pounds, and we've got Colin Fischels on the mat for Independence, and he's wrestling Braxton Doble of Clear Lake. My apologies with the sound. That seems to be my failing in doing these internet streams. Colin Fischels ahead 2-0, 2-0 in this match. We don't have the overlay going here today to where you can see the score, so I'll do my best to keep on top of everything and make sure we know what the score is, how things are working out. So Colin Fischels ahead 2-0 going into the second period. And we begin the second period once again ahead 2-0, Colin Fischels. I need to get my bearings a little bit on where the scoreboard's going to be. I have a feeling it's not where I want it to be. It might be on the wall that's actually, I can't see the scoreboard, so I'll do my best to keep track of score. So Colin Fischels here at 120 pounds where we're starting against Clear Lake. We'll have 4 dual meets today. Clear Lake here in the first round. There's Fischels coming out of the bottom. Good job, should be able to get 2. There's a reversal, 2 for Fischels. So Fischels goes ahead now 4-0 here in the second period. Once again, Independence and Clear Lake here in this first round of wrestling. In round 2, it will be Osage versus Independence. And I'm really glad that's going to be on the exact same mat here so I can keep things connected and I know things are going to work for us. In round 3, it will be Independence versus Humboldt, and we'll actually have to pick up and move to a junior high gymnasium for that. Round 4, it's Dyke New Hartford and Independence. Colin Fischels picks up the stall call there in the top position, so he's going to have to get himself out to the side and create a little more action. Now the score they have listed now is 5-0. And maybe as I was reading off announcements, I missed a technical violation. 5-0 score right now. Time wrapping up here in the second period. I'm at a little disadvantage here. There's Colin Fischels maybe picking up some back points here. Right at the edge of the mat, referee has 2 more on his hands, so we'll see. There's 2 more for Colin Fischels, so he goes ahead now 7-0 in this match, and this is where we want to be in a dual meet situation. We want to see if we can pick up a major decision. So second period now wrapped up, and Colin Fischels is going to head back to the middle. Clear Lake's going to get their choice. He's going to go down. Fischels going to be in that top position. Fischels ahead 7-0 here. Beginning of the third period. He's up top, working a cross face. Trying to go down through the body to see if he can pull that arm across the chest and maybe pick up some more back points. Once again, Fischels ahead 7-0. Fischels almost had a cradle hooked up there. Opportunity to score a little bit more. He's got to get 1 more point on the board. We'd like to see him get a major decision. See what Colin can do here on the edge of the mat. There he's up over top with not really a cradle. He's got it wrapped up over top and through the leg, but now he's got to be careful. There's a half Nelson. He's going to run that over. And there's some back points, and those are the back points we were looking for. Now we got to stay on top. Stay in that top position. Good deal. 2 more points, and that's 3 more points, and that's going to be a 10-0 score. And that's what we were looking for, 10-0 score, and Colin Fischels. If everything works out okay, there's a roll by Clear Lake, but Fischels does a good job of stopping that roll. Still got that arm trapped across the chest, so we'll see where he wants to go with that. Now he just needs to get back behind. We're getting down towards the end of the third period. I can't see the clock right now, so I'm not exactly sure what time we got. Need to get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Don't lose control. Oh, they're going to give 1. So 9-0 now. 9-0 is I'm sorry. 10 to 1, a 9-point difference. And we got to make sure we don't give up a takedown here. 9-point difference. We got a major decision going right now. Don't want to lose those points. There's 2. Nice job with the takedown. So 12 to 1 score. Colin Fischels. Colin Fischels wins by decision. 12 to 1. Nice match for him here to start off the day at the Osage Duels. A 12 to 1 win for Colin Fischels. So a major decision there for Colin Fischels there at 120 pounds. And I can see it's going to be a challenge today, technology-wise. I'm a little worried now about our next dual meets. We got Keaton Stoner on the mat here, it looks like, at 126 pounds. I'll make sure we got that correct. Keaton Stoner out there. I know we're going to be playing with our lineup a little bit today. Just going to try to make things happen. I'm sorry, that's Jacob Wolf out there. That's not Keaton. Keaton's down on the, I got to look at the bench. Keaton's sitting right over next to me. So there's Jacob Wolf. Jacob Wolf here with 126 with the takedown. Jacob Wolf with 2, and he goes ahead here at the beginning of the first period. And there we go. He's going to pull that shoulder through and pick up a couple more back points. Let's see if Jacob Wolf can maybe make short time here. Beginning of the day, Jacob Wolf. Not going to quite be able to keep it, but go out of bounds. That's going to be 5. Here we go, 5 to 0 score right now. Jacob Wolf heads back to the middle. He's going to start in the top position. And we're here in the first period at 126. Jacob Wolf on the mat for Independence. Still trying to find an internet connection is what I'm really trying to do to figure out who we have here for Clear Lake. That's going to be my struggle today. 2 more points for Jacob Wolf, so he's now ahead 7 to 0. And he's going to pick up a few more here. And just going to move to 10 to 0 if he breaks this pinning combination. We're getting down towards the end of the first period here. And we got Jacob Wolf ahead 10 to 0. Got his opponent on the back. See if he can make some adjustments here. He's got to get underneath the head. He's got to scoop the head. Got that far arm. Now that his opponent's arm might sneak through underneath. Needs to sink that half and needs to scoop the head completely. Either go up over top with the half Nelson. So that moves it to 10 to 0 here at the end of the first period. And we go into the second period. We'll see, it looks like Jacob's choice. He's going to go in the top position. So he's going to try to put the hammer down here in this top position. And with a 10 to 0 score, now we've got the major decision right now. We're going to look for hopefully a tech fall and even better a pin out of this. Oh, they're good job of coming across, cross face, getting that arm trap. Good job. Got the leg turk going there with his right leg, but he's got the barbed wire going, pulling that arm across the chest, reaching across to the far shoulder. And that'll be 3 more back points. And now he's just going to start looking. There's a fall. So a win by fall for Jacob Wolf. Win by fall, Jacob Wolf, in this dual meet score now. It goes to 10 to 0 here at 126. So Independence jumps out in front here in the first 2 weight classes at 120 and 126. Good way to start the dual meet. We had a win by major decision, 12 to 1, Colin Fischels, and Jacob Wolf picking up a fall there. And once again, technology-wise, I'm worried about, we're going to have the first 2 dual meets here, meet 1 and meet 2 are going to be here in the main gymnasium, and I have a hard connection to the internet. I'm a little worried about our 3rd and 4th dual meet. We're going to be in a junior high gym, and I don't have the ability to get connected. So we got Tanner Erickson Dale here at 132. out on the mat. And once again, I'm going to see if I can get the internet to work, and we'll find out who we have for Clear Lake. Wasn't able to dig it up here this last one. We're having some connection issues here, unfortunately, with my iPad. Thankfully, our stream's working, so we're at least going to get the first dual meets, get the first 2 dual meets. I'll work on. There's a takedown for Clear Lake, a duck under. Erickson-Dale, though, he's squaring up. Maybe you can, if you can keep that leg, peel that cross face off as they're battling here, running in circles. Got to get that cross face peeled off to be able to come out of that. Got to work on that cross face. Got the leg hooked. He's kind of reaching up for the leg. Now he needs to lift. There you go, step down. Let's see what happens here. Loss of control. Referee's going to give 1, so it's 2-1 right now. 2-1 score. Tanner Erickson-Dale behind, and both wrestlers back on their feet as they head back out to the middle. 2-1 score. Tanner Erickson-Dale behind right now in the first period. Erickson-Dale, nice fireman's carry. Outstanding. Nice fireman's carry, comes out on top. So he's now 3-1 score. 3-2 score. 3-2 score for Tanner Erickson-Dale. I'm at a huge disadvantage today. I cannot see a scoreboard, so I'm not sure what the time is. So we'll just do our best to try and keep track of the score as we go. I know it's 3-2 right now here for Tanner Erickson-Dale. We're at 132. This is the third match of this dual meet, Independence versus Clear Lake, the first of 5 dual meets today. We'll go Osage the next round. Erickson-Dale here, short time. Down to the final 10 to 15 seconds here. Erickson-Dale needs to be careful. He can get a stall call here. He's not going to get one. That's a good deal. So we wrap up the first period. First period, it's going to be a 3-2 score. Tanner Erickson-Dale on top here at the end of the first period. Moving in the second period, looks like Tanner's going to go ahead and choose that down position. Good stand up right off the whistle. Good job. Good job right off the whistle. That's the way you want to do it. Got that arm cleared right away. Right arm cleared out. Actually, left arm cleared out right away. There's a little bit of a, tried that ankle pick. Not able to hit that there. Thought they were going to go out of bounds, but they simply head back to the middle. 3-2 score, or I'm sorry, 4-2 score now. 4-2 score with that escape by Tanner Erickson-Dale. Dual meet score right now 10-0. Jacob Wolf with the fall. Started off. There's a duck under by Clear Lake. Tanner fights it off. They go out of bounds. Pretty good reaction by Tanner because that was a nice duck under by Clear Lake. Clear Lake just wasn't able to get to Tanner's legs and finish that move off. So good reaction by Tanner. We're in the second period here at 132. Erickson-Dale ahead 4-2. There's a shot attempt by Clear Lake. Erickson-Dale fights that off. Yep, there you go. Good job. He had the double underhooks. He switched off, went to the head. Needed to put a little more pressure on the head. Drive that shoulder further down to the mat to get an attempt to spin around behind, but no harm. They go out of bounds, back on their feet here at the middle. Erickson-Dale ahead 4-2. Dual meet score here, once again 10-0. Do my best to keep track of the score. There's a shot by Tanner Erickson-Dale. He needs to get his opponent's on his head, that collar tie. Erickson-Dale's trying to shoot through the collar tie. He needs to clear that collar tie just a little bit better. He may be able to pull a takedown here. That opponent's still up on his head there. It's going to be short time. We'll see what happens. Nope, not able to do it. I would say, that's a good job. Good job getting down to the leg, but his opponent with that collar tie, he's got to clear that collar tie just a little bit better and then get into that single leg. Even if you just bump the elbow up a little bit just to loosen that up. But when you got a strong collar tie around your head, your opponent's got his elbow kind of on your chest. It's pretty hard to get down, get deep enough into a shot. to be able to finish and score points. Now, we got to be careful here. Tanner in the top position. If he hangs on that leg too long, he's going to get a caution for stalling. He needs to change positions here. So he needs to swim out of this and get back and control those hips. See what the referee does. Don't look like we, don't think we had any change going on there. I didn't see a caution go up, but we had coaches in front of me, so I couldn't quite see. Erickson Dale in the top position here. Got the hips covered up pretty good. He's going to put the legs in, though. He's not in a good spot right now. He's going to have to fight pretty hard to stay in control here. He's got to put those legs in a lot higher up on the hip, above the knee. Kind of had the legs in around the knee or below. Got a cross face. See what he can. Nope, lost the cross face. Get back behind. Lost hand control on the left-hand side. Clear Lake did a good job. Hand control, and it's a 1-point escape. So 4-3 score here in the third period. 4-3 score. So, you know, this is 4. It should be 4. 4-3 score. Oh, there's a duck under. Clear Lake's gone to that a few times here. Nope, no control of the hips. Boy, that's Tanner. Tanner's going to have to be careful. 4-3 score. There's a shot. I wish I could see the time here, but 4-3 score. We simply cannot get scored on. A takedown. Takedown won't shoot him off the mat. Tanner needs to, there we go, take that shot off the mat. New start. Okay, it's going to be 10 seconds left. It's roughly 10 seconds left. And Tanner just needs to do a little dance. And there's 2 on that shot by Clear Lake, and that's going to be a 6-3 final score. And nice job by Tanner Erickson Dale, 6-3, a win by decision. And the dual meet score 13-0, Tanner Erickson Dale. Nice job out there with the win. Now, I'm going to continue to try and do a better job of identifying our wrestlers from Clear Lake. We're up here at 138 now. Drew Davis is going to step on the mat for Independence. And like I said, I'm getting a little worried about our internet connection for some of the dual meets that'll be coming up here later. Wireless isn't pulling up data right now, so we'll see how that goes. Drew Davis here at the beginning of the first period here. Drew Davis, snap down, go behind for Clear Lake, and Clear Lake picks up the first 2 points. So Drew Davis right now behind 2-0 in the first period. Drew Davis had a great match here the other night, Thursday, against Western Dubuque. Wrestled the 7th-ranked wrestler from Western Dubuque, and then picked up a win in the last seconds with a reversal and some back points. Drew's got all the capability in the world, and did a nice job on Thursday night. Lived up to all that capability for sure. All right, Davis in the down position here. Clear Lake in control with the 2-0 score. Now coming across with the cross face. Davis is going to have to fight that off. Oh, and picks up a stall call as well. Wow, man, in on a shot. Gets the escape right after the stall call. Gets in and gets the shot. Not able to pick it up. They're going to head back to the middle. So it's a 2-1 score now in the first period. Snap down again by Clear Lake. We can definitely tell what Clear Lake likes to do off the top. Oh, there's a pancake. Got in that snap down. Clear Lake loosened the pressure up a little bit. Drew popped his head up, and Clear Lake took advantage of it, chest to chest with the pancake. So 3 more points for Clear Lake. I believe that was a 5-point move, so 7-1. Gonna have to look off the stage here to get the score. Okay, at the end of the first period here. Drew Davis going to go up on their feet. And there's another takedown for Clear Lake. So I believe the score is 9-1. It's Ryan Lesher. And yeah, Lesher highly ranked for Clear Lake. That I do know. So Drew's got his hands full right now. I thought that's who this wrestler was from Clear Lake. It's one of their better wrestlers on the team. Clear Lake may be down a little bit this year from years past, but this young man is definitely one of their best wrestlers. And Drew Davis fighting off of a chicken wing gets turned over to his back. Not in a good spot for Drew Davis because his opponent is just cinching that up. Good job by Drew Davis to get out of that position. So 12-1 is the score, and we're in the second period. Second period winding down now. That was a cradle by Lesher of Clear Lake, and picks up 2 more points. So 14-1 now. Getting down into the final 30 seconds here in this second period. Clear Lake wrestler definitely in control of this one right now. And now a tilt. Got a tilt hooked up with a power half. It's going to get 2 more points. And that's going to be a 16-1 tech fall for Lesher of Clear Lake. And so Clear Lake picks up its first team points, and the dual meet score is 13-5. And we move on up to 145. And looks like it's going to be Seth House out on the mat for Independence. And once we get it updated, I'll see if I can, there we go. Caleb Froyland of Clear Lake on the mat. And we'll try to get a little more information on Froyland. He's a senior with a 16-13 record right now. And if I can find Independence's information, see where Seth is right now. Seth House 13-14. So a sophomore and a senior out on the mat right now. There's Seth House. There's a shot. Good job trying to get in on those legs. Getting here to the end of the season, Seth. That's what Seth needs to do. Thursday night at the dual meet, kind of watching him wrestle there a little bit. He was not getting penetration that time. He went ahead and put that lead leg out and went ahead and shot between his opponent's legs. Now, as he continues to get better on the season, a sophomore, he's going to have to continue moving forward. Now, right here, he stopped and didn't circle around the leg. So once you get in on that leg, as soon as you grab hold of it, that's not when you stop. You grab hold of it and you either continue to go straight forward, blow through your opponent. In that case, a single leg, you're going to continue to go forward and circle around that leg. And that's one of the drills that they do in the wrestling room called, I know Coach Doyle calls it the baseball drill. I think he still calls it that. Kind of like you put your head on a baseball bat and spin in circles. That dizzy game that they play sometimes. But anyway, get that single leg and start running in a circle. That's what you want to do on that single leg. We can't get in and hang on. We got to get in and create an angle by coming around the leg. There's House with another shot, and good deal. He got rewarded for that. Clear Lake has a stall call against him now. So House with 3-4 shots. Clear Lake has a stall call against him. Getting to the end of the first period, and that's going to be no score at the end of the first period. Independence just climbed in, team-wise, just climbed into the rankings, so that's a good way Good way to continue to get better as the season goes. That last match that Drew Davis wrestled, I was mentioning that the opponent from Clear Lake was pretty tough, and I knew he was one of the top-ranked wrestlers. He indeed was the top-ranked, or is the top-ranked wrestler. He's ranked #1 in state, Ryan Lesher of Clear Lake. So once again, we're at 145 right now. Seth House on the mat. No score yet. No score yet. It's Caleb Froland and Seth House. Froland a senior, House a sophomore. Here's House's opportunity to shoot him off. Get him out of bounds. There you go. If Seth can keep moving forward, it's gonna. He may pick up a stall call. We've got a warning for stalling against Clear Lake. Seth doesn't want to be backing up. He needs to keep going forward. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Got poke in the eye or contact coming out there. Back to the middle of the mat, new start. Still no score, 0-0. We're getting down a minute left or so in the first period. There's a shot, another shot by House. Good, now circle to the left. He needs to keep coming out to the left. Post with your right arm on the mat, grab that elbow. That's what he's trying to grab, that elbow. That's another way to go. Keep coming up into it. Now got to be careful. Now he's going to got some pressure on the head. Clear Lake trying to snap him down to the mat, but keep going forward like that. It's going to pay off here. It's going to pay off for him. We're down maybe 30 seconds or so left in the period. He's got to keep going forward. He's going to get a stall call here if he continues to shoot. If he can get in on that leg again. He can get in on the leg. He's had all the shot. Clear Lake's kind of got, looks like maybe one thing. He wants to push the head down and snap down. And a lot of times you don't get a lot of credit for being offensive with that technique. There's another shot, good. And an up and drive came up into the body. That's good. Gotta get out of that Witters now. Good job of coming into the body. He was one. As soon as he came up, things got heavy and wasn't able to finish that double leg, but that's exactly it. There's another elbow pass, that outside single. He needs to keep circling. There's the circle. No, we lost it. He needs to hang on to get back to his knees. This is frustrating. He's had all the shots, and I thankfully did not give up that takedown at the end of the second period. It is still 0-0 right now. And there's only one reason why Green wants the top position right now. That's probably because he is a leg rider and feels like he can tilt House. And there's a cross-face cradle pulling it across right now, and he's running ahead to the knee. He's looking for a cross-face cradle. House, we got to get out of the bottom position. Actually, as a bottom wrestler, I got to feel like I can win this match with an escape. So we got to get away from this cradle. And that's not going to happen. Clear Lake has it hooked up, and we're going to our back. We are exactly even on our feet, and we're now giving up back points. I don't know if he has it tight enough for the fall. House fighting out of that cradle. Lost by fall. So even on the mat. So a loss by fall for Seth House, and it is Independence 13 and Clear Lake 11. 13-11 going right now at the end of 145 at 152. We've got Luke House. We've got the House combination going here. Luke House stepping on the mat for Independence, and he's wrestling Ryan Fought. And let's see. Ryan Fought for Clear Lake. And Fought gets the first takedown. So 2-0 score right now. Ryan Fought, Clear Lake, and we've got Luke House out there. Luke House for Independence. Dual meet score once again 13-11. See what, oh, we're going to get the escape. So House back up on the feet. Fought for Clear Lake. He's a senior, 27-4. House has kind of been back and forth a little bit with Peyton Nolting at 152. And fought with another takedown after the snap down. Nice little switch. Switch to an escape. So 4-2 and then 1, the 4-2 score. Now fought right back in on the legs and picks up 2. So 6-2 score here as we're getting to the end. Working our way to the end of the first period. Luke House getting a little more wrestling here after post-Christmas. Only got him listed at 1-1. I know we didn't see him earlier. Oh, there's fought with a chicken wing on one side and a half on the other, and almost jumped around with that half. He's going to go back to the wing, it looks like. But it's kind of in a tough spot. If he drives the wing, House is going to go out of bounds. If he drives the half, House is going to go out of bounds. So good for us to be on that edge of the mat where we were. 6-2 score. Fought of Clear Lake, once again, 27-4, and House have him listed here just with a 1-1 record. Once again, coming back after Christmas, trying to get some matches. Good job by House on that return to the mat. I'd like to see him land like a cat. Get those knees down, get those hands down, rather than going down to the hip. Land on the hip, and opponent can still control those hips. So first period wraps up. House defers, and Clear Lake going to go in the down position. So a 6-2 score at the end of the first period. Luke House on the mat for Independence against Clear Lake. Independence leads this dual meet right now 13-11. I know, talking to Coach Doyle on the way up here. Just going to have to find a lineup that works for us today. It's going to be some tough dual meets today. Osage obviously always tough. Clear Lake traditionally tough. I think they're down just a little bit this year compared to past years. Takedown by Fought. Escape takedown by Fought. So takes us to 9-2, I believe. Hopefully I didn't miss that. I think it should be 9-2. Now House fighting out of a chicken wing. And Fought able to catch the far wrist and walk that over, and Fought's going to put House in a bad position here. And plenty of time here, probably got at least a minute left. At least a minute left in the match to adjust, so Luke House is going to have to work hard here underneath, and it's going to get close. And there's the fall. So Luke House lost by a fall. And that will allow Clear Lake to jump ahead here, 17-13. So at the end of 152, Clear Lake ahead 17-13. Started the dual meet at 120. We're up at 152 and 160 heading to the mat right now. And at 160 is going to be, we're going to play with our lineup a little bit. We're going to, Peyton Nolting is going to step out. So instead of Jake Jewell, we're going to go with Peyton Nolting. And we'll see who Peyton Nolting is wrestling. Dual meet score right now, 17-13. Clear Lake on top. Oh, Peyton Nolting got that elbow high. Got the head down, elbow high. That's never a good place to be. Let's see if Peyton can hang on to this leg and get something out of it. Good job of picking it up. Oh, and Clear Lake hung onto that whizzer. I was hoping he could jump up for a half. Nice job, Peyton Nolting. We were almost heading over to our back there, and he's able to get the takedown. So a 2-1 with this escape. 2-1 score, Peyton Nolting. Good job of working out of a bad situation. There's another outside single leg by Nolting. Good job of dropping into that. Opponent's got that seat belt. Got the whizzer. We're in that seat belt now. I can't stay around the seat belt. Kind of cut across the body. Good job. Nice lift and return, and got that leg turked as well. Almost had the leg turk. Came between the legs and return to the mat. So 4-1. Couple good shots by Peyton Nolting. Nice job to him. Stepping into 160 here. Weighed in at 152. Stepping into 160 and ahead now 4-2 with this escape by Clear Lake. So 4-2 score. There's a shot by Clear Lake. Oh, he got our hips. And it's all tied up now, 4-4 here at 160. 4-4 score. As Peyton had an opportunity there for a little changeover to try and clear his hips a little bit, but Clear Lake able to catch up to him. There's a stand up, tripod up, get those hips away, hand control, hips away, good. Continue it. Oh, we're not able to continue that motion. They're going to go out of bounds. We'll get a new start with about 10 seconds left. What we can do here, final seconds ticking away. Just not able to get those hips cleared. Hand control and hips is where we got to be. We got up in the air, got ourselves up on our feet, but the hips were still close to his opponent's hips and no hand control. Hard to make good things happen in that situation. They're going to go both up here in the second period. And there's a shot by Clear Lake, but Peyton may be able to sneak around behind. He's got the cross face. He's got to get his leg freed up. Needs to get his hips back. There's a good ankle, good job coming back and picking the ankle, dropping the hips down, picks up 2. 6-4 score, and he's got that arm across the body. Nope, lost that. Thought he was going to be able to work up to some kind of a pinning combination, but just needs to ride tough with the hips now. Keep the hips in close. Ahead 6-4. About a minute and a half left in the second period now. Good job with that far arm, trying to come across hard with that far arm and work those hips over. Now he's got the leg in. There we go. We're going to get some back points out of that. Got the leg in, cast the hips over, brought the shoulder with it, and there's 2 more. That's a nice little tilt. 6-4. Goes to 8-4 with those 2 back points. 8-4. Getting to the end of the first period. Working our way to the end of the first period. I don't have the official time. Got the legs in here. Yep, that's probably a good idea. Go ahead and let that slide out of bounds. Be curious to see. Just got, I think we got about 45 seconds left here in the second period. Clear Lake's able to get to his feet. Good return to the mat. Referee calls us for a slam. Here's where I wish I had replay. Peyton did a good job of elevating him up in the air. We're going to lose a point on that. Just the way we landed maybe made it look a little worse than it was. Referee technical violation on Peyton there for the slam. 8-5 score now, so we lose a point there. And we're down to below 30 seconds now. Now Nolting with the ball and chain, working that ball and chain tilt, trying to get maybe a few back points here as we get to the end of the second period. He's got to, load him up on his hips. Got to step up with his left leg. Step up with his left leg in that situation. He can try and switch off to a chicken wing, but they're going to go out of bounds. New start back in the middle. Looks like we're down to about 20 seconds left, I think. 8-5 score. He's got to stop this first motion. Stop this first motion. And then we'll see where he can go. 8-5 score. Nolting on top here. End of the second period. Getting close to the end. I can see the... And I think that's how it's going to wrap up. Good job by Peyton Nolting there, controlling the ride at the end of the second period. Ahead 8-5. Had that lift and return to the mat. Lost a point on that. Not sure that happened. Optional start for the opponent from Clear Lake. So we'll see where he wants to go. He wants to come out front. That's what we figured. He wants to come out front and pancake or cow catcher. But Nolting able to pick up the escape. Drops down for a double leg. Now just needs to be aware of where he's at. Watch that whizzer. There's 2. And boy, if we had him in bounds, we'd get a couple back points out of that. Good job with the escape takedown for Nolting. So it's going to be 10-5. Now we'd love to see a tilt, something to his back, and see if we can get a major decision out of this. We're up by 5. I'd love to see him go up by 8. We could use the team points. So got Cooper Merrill with the shot. Oh, Nolting able to lock around the body, but he's going to have to get his hips up a little bit higher here to fight this off. 11-8 now, I believe, with that takedown. 12-8. And boy, put Nolting right back on in a shot. Got to be careful with that elbow high. Down to about a minute left. Pretty close to a minute left. 12-8 right now. 107 left, 12-8. Nolting with the shot. This is good. I mean, that's kind of what he wants to do. Might as well keep going forward. He's been pretty successful so far. But you can tell the opponent wants to boost him over. Wants to get double underhooks and try and throw him over on those shots. Does a good job of keeping his elbows in and his hips square and drives him out of bounds. So 14-8. 14-8 score. 50 seconds left, I believe. to 8. Peyton Nolting head out of bounds. New start back in the middle. We're in the third period. Close to 40 seconds left. Nolting does a good job of getting hand control and returning his opponent to the mat. I know he lost a point a little bit ago, but still does a good job of lifting and returning, and that's the best way to take a little air out of the sails of your opponent. Get a nice lift and return to the mat and just let him know that you can stand up, but you're getting put right back down again. Down to under 30 seconds now. Under 30 seconds, 14-8. Merrill with a stand up and an escape. 14-9. Good job by Peyton Nolting, moving up, bumped up. Oh, there's Merrill with the shot. 14-9. Oh, we got to be careful, Peyton. I don't know if we haven't lost it or haven't get up any points yet. He runs back in bounds, no score. So 14-9. Peyton Nolting with the win by decision. And with that decision, Independence goes to 16, but Clear Lake still ahead in this dual meet right now, 17 points. So 16-17. Clear Lake over Independence right now in this dual meet. Got Jake Jewell stepping up now at 170. So we're playing a little lineup shift. 170, Jake Jewell on the mat. And Jewell in. I look down, he's already in on the shot. So got the takedown already. Goes to that front headlock and tries to horse him over to his back, but no points scored there. So Jewell ahead already. Wrestling Dalton Grell. Dalton Grell of Clear Lake. Jake Jewell, senior. And Grell, a sophomore, 8-17. So another takedown, escape, and then a takedown by Jewell. So 4-1 score right now. This is one where we gotta figure we can pick up a pin here. Hopefully, there's a over the top cradle. Gonna take him right back. Grell does a pretty good job of countering it, but we're gonna get 3 more back points. It's 4-1. It should go to 7-1 after this. After we got them all. Oh, there's Jake with the adjust, and that's going to be, got to get the bottom knee in. There, that's a fall. I can call it from here, maybe. There's a fall. That's a, oh, so close. There's a fall. All right. Jake Jewell up at 170, and a win by fall. So now 22-17, Independence back on top in this dual meet, 22-17. So good job by Jake Jewell. Moving up, Peyton Nolting bumped up to 160, and Jake Jewell steps in at 170 and picks up the fall. All right, moving on to 182 now. 182, and it's going to be Nick Holt stepping in. And Nick Holt wrestling Cade Hambley. Hold in with that outside single leg, circling around the outside. There we go, cut across to the other leg, far ankle, and finish that thing up. Cade Hambley, a freshman, 5-17 record. So once again, Independence is going to hopefully make some hay here. Senior against a freshman, ranked senior against a freshman. So we'll see what happens. There's with half Nelson by Holt. Nope, not able to quite make it happen. Got the wrist, he's got the half. Now he comes up over top with the cradle. Opponent from Clear Lake does a pretty good job of getting some hand control, but looks like, thought Nick was able to fight through that hand control. Two to 0 score. And about halfway through the first period here. We're up at 182. Nick Holt usually wrestles 170, but we got a little lineup shift going on, moving Nick up to 182. Two to 1 score with the escape. There's a shot by Nick. Good job, and the takedown. So 4 to 1 score now here. Getting closer to the end of the first period. Looks like he's going to take him down and let him up. And there's the escape by Clear Lake, 4 to 2. Shot on the edge, but Holt's not going to be able to have enough real estate to finish that thing off. So wrapping up the first period here at 182, there's a shot by Holt and a takedown and also a stall call against Clear Lake. So 6 to 2 score. Nick Holt over Cade Hambley of Clear Lake. And the first period wraps up. So at 182, Nick Holt ahead at the end of the first period, 6 to 2. Going in the second period, looks like Nick's going to go in that down position. Down position ahead 6 to 2 here at the beginning of the second period. Independence ahead of Clear Lake 22 to 17. Picks up the escape, so 7 to 2. Holt up by 5. A little elbow shuck on one side, went to the other side with the takedown. So 11 now, 11 to 2. Nick Holt on top, and there's that half Nelson. He's just going to grind this thing over. Got that far wrist and just said, all right, enough of this. He had that tight with that far wrist. He's going to, I think, be able to get this tight enough with the fall, and there it is, a win by fall for Nick Holt. And we now go 28, Independence 28, and Clear Lake 17, 28-17 in this dual meet. And that was 182. Moving up to 95. Elliot Ryan going out, checking in right now. And let's see what we got here. We got Ace Walton of Clear Lake. And Ace is a senior with an 11-3 record. So Ace Walton, a 195-pound wrestler for Clear Lake, a senior, 11-3. And Elliot Ryan on the mat. Elliot had a great match as well this last Thursday against Western Dubuque. He also moved up again Thursday against Western Dubuque. And once he got in that top position, I believe it was in the second period, he went right up over top of his opponent and pinned him in a cradle. That was a pretty impressive match. Elliot Ryan right now 20-5, a senior with a 20-5 record for Independence. So we're here at 195. If you're looking for Matt McMillan, I'm guessing you're going to see him the next round, next match. Elliot Ryan, we started moving people up, starting really out, I guess you could say, at 152, where we had Luke Howe step out, and then Peyton Ryan bumped up to 60. Jake Jewell 70. Nick Holt at 82. And here's Elliott Ryan moving up to 195. Well, this is Thursday when he moved up. I remember saying that you got to be careful when you bump up from 82 to 95. A little bit more strength, and guys are obviously a little bit heavier, so you got to be careful when you get underneath. Nice job with the takedown. Way to come out from underneath of that. Good job, Elliott Ryan. Way to make that happen. And I know we're getting down to the end of the first period here. Now he comes right up over top with that. Oh, that cradle's coming. That cradle is coming. I'll tell you what, I don't want to be in the down position against Elliott. He has got such a feel. A lot of wrestlers get a good feel for certain pinning combinations, and he can sense that. He can sense that cradle from about anywhere. All right, getting down to the end here. 2-0. Elliott Ryan ahead. And looks like that's how the first period is going to wrap up. So good job, Elliott Ryan, moving up to 195, and he's ahead. He's ahead 2-0. Clear Lake going to go ahead and choose down position at the beginning of the second period. Clear Lake able to get to his feet. Elliott Ryan stops that first motion. Good job. And this is where Elliott's tough. He's going to go to work up here. Going to cave in that far arm. That's the start of that cradle. Not quite able to keep control of it. Coming up over top with this power half. Now does a pretty good job of controlling the hips with that. There's a cross face. See if he can push that elbow forward and get that thing nice and deep across the chest. Now he's going to go barbed wire. It's going to be tougher to do. He can go two directions here. I know he wants to go to that cradle. Still just a 2-0 score. Elliott's pretty much been in control most of this match. Score doesn't necessarily show it. Doing a pretty good job on top position. This gets a little scary here. You get a little over halfway through I'm guessing somewhere around halfway through the second period. You've been in top the whole time. Got to be careful of a stall call, but I'll tell you what, Elliott's been half Nelson over on the right-hand side, and then he lets go of it and starts working a cradle, cross-face cradle on the other side, so we'll see. Sometimes it's pretty hard to go 2 minutes without a stall call in that top position. Far mat, we got Osage taking care of Humboldt, 37-13. Looks like Elliott Ryan's going to go the whole second period, totally in control in that top position. So no change in the second period. Elliott Ryan started in the top position and rode him out the whole period. So 2-0 score. Should be Independence's choice. And he's going to go in that down position. Take it back. Oh, we must have gone top in that second period. So Clear Lake's going to get an opportunity to escape. We stopped him in the second period. We'll see if we can just continue. If Elliott can get those hips broken down, there's a possibility he can ride this guy out for 4 minutes of this match. Elliott's, this is his thing for sure, is in that top position. Just really tough, able to control things really well. And he's right back at it again. Power half on the right-hand side, and if he loses that, he comes across with the cross-face cradle on the left. Got control of the ankle. You can see him hooked over the ankle. Trying to crank that half over on the far side. As long as he keeps working that half Nelson as hard as he is, he's probably going to keep the referee off his back. Referee says not going anywhere. We'll take a stalemate. We don't lose anything on that. Still 2-0 though. I mean, life can change really quick with the 2-0 score. Love to see him get this opened up a little bit, maybe a couple back points. But I will say this, he is in control in that top position. I don't think there'll be any big surprises here. Edge of the mat, so we get to use that hopefully to our... I was going to go inside cradle, see if we can get him pulled back in. Not going to happen. See what happens here. It's a good job of pulling him back. Good job of pulling him back into the mat. 2-0 score. I mean, this is still a tight match. We're down to about 30 seconds left. And Elliott's just got to try to ride him out. Clear Lake with the stand up and almost hand control, but Elliott with a nice front trip after that stand up, and he's just going to go to work here on the top. Once again, power half on the far side, ankle trap. Just has had his opponent's head in that position this whole match. So 2-0 win for Elliott Ryan, moving up to 195. And 31-17 is the dual meet score right now. We started at 120 pounds. Colin Fischels with the win by decision. Jacob Wolf won by fall at 126. Tanner Erickson Dale won by decision 6-3 at 132. Drew Davis wrestled number 1 ranked wrestler at 138. Lost by tech fall 16-1. Seth House at 145, Luke House at 152, and both those guys lost by fall in theirs matches. 160, Peyton Nolting bumped up. McMillan with the takedown right away off the whistle. Nice job, Matt McMillan, moving up to 220 pounds. And a quick takedown there. McMillan at 220, wrestling a freshman, Spencer Christensen. Christensen a 3-12 record right now for Clear Lake. Oh, McMillan got that dumped over that chicken wing. Coach Doyle still calls that the Lord, but chicken wing across the waist, and you can run it around the head or you can dump it over your knee, and he dumped it over his knee in a win by fall for Matt McMillan in very short time there. Short enough time that track wrestling didn't even get caught up to it, it looks like. So McMillan with the win by fall. At 220 pounds, so 37-17. Independence on top. You got Lane McMartin stepping on the mat right now, wrestling Kyle Wilms. Wilms, a junior with a 19-13 record. Lane McMartin bumping up here to 285. Got Drew Evans here, I believe, as well. So we are going to have brought a few extra guys here to be able to play with our lineup a little bit as the day goes on. So far, things working out pretty good for Independence here against Clear Lake. 37-17 score at 285. We'll finish the dual meet up with this match. Wrap back around to 106 and 113. So I believe mathematically we got it wrapped up right now. Even if Clear Lake were able to pick up 3 falls, it'd be 37-35. Not the way we want to finish up, but we'll take a dual meet win anytime we can get one. So McMartin on the mat. Working our way into the end of the first period. Yeah, there's motion by McMartin. Good job. Oh, thought Clear Lake had an advantage here with the head for a brief second. Getting down to the final 15 seconds or so. Clear Lake hanging that arm down on the left-hand side. Be curious to see what he's looking for with that. Time should be running out here any time now, any second. Towel boy came out a little bit later than usual. Anyway, no score at the end of the first period. Lane McMartin on the mat for Independence at 285. We started moving people up at 160 and just let our whole lineup shift up. Clear Lake going to choose the down position. Kyle Wilms of Clear Lake on the mat. Lane McMartin in that top position here at the beginning of the second period. McMartin gives up the escape, so McMartin now behind 1-0 at the end of the first period. Mentioned that Independence has worked its way in. Oh, there's a nice elbow pop and trying to swing around by McMartin. Good job. Mentioned Independence has gotten into the top 10 rankings. Last dual team rankings on January 7th. Independence works its way in. A tie for 7th. Don't see ties very often. Tie for 7th with Cresco. It's kind of interesting. Here at this point in the season, seems like you just go ahead and put one there and one on the other place and let them shake it out. Creston, Orient Maxburg down in southwest Iowa. There's McMartin, nice forward motion. I see why maybe that's why that opponent from Clear Lake hangs that arm. He's looking to go underneath the elbow. New Hampton ranked number 2. We've seen New Hampton a couple times this year and know that they're definitely a rock solid team. They Battle of Waterloo. They were in that top tier, that top group of teams at the Battle of Waterloo. Davenport Assumption, same thing. They're ranked number 3. They were also in that top group. Clarion Goldfield, saw them as well at the Battle of Waterloo. Had some good teams there. Minneapolis ranked number 5. Sergeant Bluff Luton out in western Iowa, out by Sioux City. Mentioned the tie, Independence and Cresco, number 7. Albia ranked number 9. And LaPorte City also in the rankings at number 10. That's in Class 2A. 1-0 score right now still with the escape by Clear Lake at the beginning of the second period, but no change up on their feet. 2 periods now, basically the whole first period and second period up on their feet, no points scored. McMartin now going to get an opportunity here in the down position. Yeah, there we go. I like that choice by the coaches. Go ahead and put him up on his feet. McMartin, great to have him out. I mentioned it before. Great to have him out this year. We didn't have him out last year. And just lost some mat time. So if we can just battle it out on our feet, we've actually been closer. We've had some good shots in. We'll take our chances on a takedown rather than getting in that down position. Martin weighed in at 220. It's again wrestling Kyle Willems of Clear Lake, and Willems listed as a junior. There's a shot by McMartin. Good job. Getting in there. If we can bounce one knee down to the mat, doing a good job of setting it up and getting in on the legs. Got to have maybe one step forward and one knee bounce down on the mat. That'll get us in just a little bit closer, but it's got to be quick. It's good to see him staying up on his feet. Doesn't want to get down on 2 knees. Heavyweights, that doesn't work out very good. That weight comes crashing down pretty hard. Doing a good job in this top position, battling. That's where Lane's been so close. If he can fire off 2 or 3 shots here, we're getting down into that final 30-second time range now. If he can free that left wrist up and just get a few shots. Make that referee, maybe, there's an attempt. Oh, we're down now to about final 10, 15 seconds here. Had some good attempts. See if he can pull one off here. Getting down to those final seconds. He's got to make something happen. There's an attempt, trying to get underneath, but not able to fight through the hands and head very well to pick up 2 points. So a 1-0 loss by decision. So 1-0 loss by decision for Lane McMartin at 285, moving up to 285, and Independence score 37, and Clear Lake now goes to 20, so 37-20. Independence gives up the forfeit at 106, so 37-26. I believe Holden Griffith was under the weather today. That's kind of one of the changes in our lineup we have to adapt to today. So I think we'll be giving up 106 during the day today. Jared Orr on the mat right now for Independence at 113. This will be the final match of this dual meet. There's a almost go behind. Oh, we left that leg hanging. Left that leg hanging. If we're gonna go, oh, we gotta watch that knee. Watch that knee. Go behind is great, but we gotta take care of business before you start moving around. Gotta get the hands freed up, gotta get the hips away. Can't really jump the gun on that go behind. Give your opponent something to grab a hold of. Oh, his opponent's gonna keep that leg trapped. He may come out. He's in pretty good position here with that single leg. Clear Lake wrestler. We got, it's like Brian Hillier of Clear Lake. Oh, referee stalemates it. So Jared actually was in pretty good position to score there, but like I said, you got to take care of business on those go behinds. Got to have that hand control. Like I said, they got Brian Hillier. Oh, Brian Hillier. Okay, I see. They had him listed at 106. A 10-27 record, a freshman for Clear Lake. So there's Jared Orr back in control in that top position. There's the go behind. Have your hips far enough away. There's coming up over top with the crossface and the arm trap. He's going to start bringing that head to the knee or start walking the knee forward. Let's see where he goes with it. Good job of pushing the elbow forward. He needs to get out to the side and there we go, get out to the side and run it. Run that head to the knee and see what happens. Getting down to the final seconds. Now he needs to watch hand control here. Legs in should help out. His opponent able to get the wrist though, and that gives him a little bit of an advantage. Time runs out in the first period. Jared Orr ahead, 2-0. 2-0 at the end of the first period at 113. This will be the final match of the dual meet, Clear Lake versus Independence. All right, let's see what Jared Orr can do in the top position. Had a pretty good crossface going earlier. Ooh, there's a power half with that elbow nice and high up in the air. Got the leg in, so let's see what he can do with the legs. Good job, he's in pretty tight here. Oh, he could take this over. Yeah, I wondered if he was going to roll with it. He rolled with it, but if you're going to go kind of against the grain like that, you got to hit it hard. And his opponent, you can see, if you can see on the screen or not, his opponent's got his hand on our sole, the sole of our foot, and that's going to peel that leg out, and that's kind of our control right now. His opponent's going to continue to pull us up over top. Oh, let's go of it. So that's going to put us back in control. Looking cross face up top there. Jarrett needs a, there we go. We're going to go to a barbed wire. Green picks up a stall call. Bottom man. For those that have been around Independence Wrestling for a while here at the Osage Duels, Clear Lake's been here for many, many years, and if you've been here, you know that there have been some exciting meets with Clear Lake. Actually goes clear back to state duels back in the late 90s. Some tremendous matches with Clear Lake, and I guess I bring up the history because if you see that guy walking across the screen right there, kind of back and forth, I'm sure you've seen him the whole dual meet back and forth. That's Clear Lake's coach, Gary Weber. And Gary Weber is going to be retiring this year. This is his last season as coach at Clear Lake. They've had a tremendous program for a long time. But like I said, if you've been around independence wrestling, we've had some go-rounds with Clear Lake. It's always exciting when Clear Lake and sometimes maybe when Coach Weber's on the mat, things definitely step up a notch. Might have had a time about 5-7 years ago where I think we had Osage and Clear Lake crowds about ready to meet in the middle of the mat. That was an interesting time. All right, 2-0 score still. Jarrett Orr, Independence on top of this dual meet, got things under control. This is the last match, 37-26. Green picks up another stall call, and so Jarrett Orr gets a point out of that. Jarrett Orr ahead 3-0 in that top position here in the third period. Jarrett Orr just getting that crossface fairly tight. But now the red's going to get the stall, not moving his hips off the mat. I wondered about that. Kind of had his hips squared up and tying up the ankles a little bit. I think Jarrett's got a, I can't tell maybe from up here on the stage looking down, but there, that's where we want that elbow. And we just keep sliding up. We get that elbow trapped across the body, we get that crossface, and we just continue to slide up closer to the shoulder, and that takes away all that pressure. So Orr ahead 3-0, got about a minute left in the first period. Nobody can see it here, but we got the two benches sitting right next to each other, and I mentioned that with Coach Weber from Clear Lake, there's always something interesting going on, and the whole dual meet, he's actually been walking over to our side of the bench and making little comments to our coaches and chattering back and forth. So, like I said, always interesting to see how that back and forth that goes on. Okay, I think we had a 4-1 score is what we ended up with. Track wrestling just conked out on me. I think that's how we wrapped up. And I've already cleared it out on me, so I believe it was a 4-1 win for Jarrett Orr at 113. So the final dual meet goes 40-26. So Independence with a win here in the first round of wrestling at the Osage Duels. Track wrestling has it listed a little bit differently than I thought it was. They have Jarrett Orr wrestling 106, but I believe, well, they say 37-20, and track wrestling is supposed to be the official scorebook, so I guess I didn't talk to the coaches to see if Jarrett weighed in at 106 today, so if they've got no match listed at 113, I'll try to sort that out. So it's either a 37-20 win or a 40-26 win. If there was a forfeit at 113 by Independence, it'd be Clear Lake would have 26. I'll try to sort that out a little bit, and we'll catch up to that later. So here we are. We're at the end of round one. Independence with the dual meet win over Clear Lake. In round two, it'll be Independence versus Osage on this same mat. They're wrapping up their dual meet across the gymnasium. You can see the wrestlers out there talking over this dual meet right now.